Hey folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris once again. Sometimes politicians just can't see the forest through the trees. Or for the trees. What am I talking about? On the heels of President Cyril Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address, in which he blathered on and on about this empowerment and this fund and this state backing that, gave us a whole list of state-backed white elephants and persistent failures by the African National Congress-led government in its effort to consume the entire economy. Meantime, what happens in the private sector? Well, here's a good little example, and I'll talk 2 points specifically about this and tell you some more details. What can 551 million rand buy for you? Quite a bit, I imagine. Well, for the Gauteng Department of Education, one province in South Africa, 551 million rand is what they spent between June and August of 2020 and then in September, because they spent 98 million additional in September, adding it to a total of 551 million rand, or nearly $500 million rand. What is that in dollars? Well, folks, that's $38 million. And what did the Gauteng Department of Education spend all this money on, you wonder? Computers, new facilities, construction, textbooks, tuition? No. This is what the Gauteng Department of Education spent on janitorial services. What? Janitorial service? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that Ramaphosa announced the lockdown on the 27th of March 2020 for 21 days, which was needed to prepare the hospitals for the coming onslaught of patients during the political scam of COVID. Now, of course, they didn't prepare the hospitals, but also what stated was that schools were shut down and they would be cleaning the schools and preparing the schools to reopen. Only they didn't. They didn't reopen them for months. And here's the funny little thing. The RNA of the virus can't survive on a surface for months at a time. So what exactly did they need to spend $500 million rand cleaning? Well, while the Gauteng Department of Education is absolutely clueless on how to complete sanitation or how epidemiology and infectious diseases work, or meeting the basic needs of its own students. Meantime, a trade union, Solidarity, led by CEO Dirk Herman, has built its own campus for a vocational training school. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 300 million, not 551 million rand, but 300 million rand got Solidarity a vocational training college campus and a student residential complex for students to live in. Now, the student residential complex is not complete yet, but the campus is now completed and open. Instead of $38 million, that's $26.5 million to build an entire vocational tech school, VOTech school, and a residential campus for its students. Meanwhile, the Gauteng Department of Education is using hand sanitizer, ostensibly, mops, brushes, paper towels, rags, to the tune of $38 million over 4 months to sanitize schools. Wow. Of course, these schools are no longer sanitized the moment students walk back in them, but let's not dwell on that topic. Now, the school itself costs slightly under 200 million rand and took, get this, unlike the African National Congress's parastatals such as Eskom, which have now spent the better part of a decade building a power plant that does not work, and of course they built accommodation for the workers, which isn't occupied. Unlike Eskom, which after a decade can't manage to open up its campuses, we see here that Solidarity built the entire VOTech school in just 15 months. 15 months, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Also, all the money came from members of Solidarity, the trade union. 10 rand each month of their contributions to the trade union went towards the construction, as well as gifts and donations. So all raised with private funds. No state intervention whatsoever. So what do you get for this money? Well, this, of course, is a school that has existed for some time. Solidarity has had this school for a long time because South Africa's education system is abysmal and does not prepare South Africans for entering the workplace. So the trade union, a trade union, actually created a VOTech school some time ago. Now they just have a new campus. So let's see what the deal is. Well, the trade school graduates 96% of its students who pass the national test, the national trade test, 96%. Now, this compares quite favorably with what the African National Congress expects of its high school graduates to enter university. Taking the matric entrance exams, they expect just 30% pass rate. So I submit to you that the person repairing your car who's a graduate of Solidarity Vocational Technical School is far better prepared to repair your car than the engineer graduating from Rhodes or UCT or UNISA who entered school with an abysmal 30% pass rate. Wow. 96% pass rate is what Solidarity gets out of its students. That's pretty darn impressive in any educational institution anywhere on the planet. Now, so what? So they graduate. What happens then? Even in the midst of COVID, 57% of their graduates have a job waiting for them at graduation. That's pretty darn good. And most of the rest, if not all, find employment within 6 months because their skills are in demand. Well, what are we talking about here? All kinds of things, folks. Diesel mechanics, electricians, millwrights, fitters and turners, tool makers, welders, and tractor mechanics, among other things. All skills highly needed in South Africa. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Interesting. So what's next for Solidarity? And what's next on their table? The reason I mention this is because there's been a lot of grumbling by black supremacists and black nationalists in South Africa, among others, and even some white liberals, angry that Solidarity is building a college campus next. Their next project is Academia, the Academia campus, which will have Afrikaans as the medium of instruction. This, of course, after the cultural genocide of Afrikaans being struck from street names, city names, settlement names, statues being torn down, destruction of Afrikaner and Afrikaans cultural past, as well as the elimination of the language as the language medium of instruction in places like Stellenbosch, historic Afrikaans University. So Solidarity is building its own university, a private university with private funds where Afrikaans is the medium of instruction so that Afrikaans language speaking South Africans, which is the second largest first language spoken in all of South Africa behind Zulu, will have a university where students can go to speak in their own first tongue. I'm under a lot of criticism for this. Why is there no discussion of what Solidarity has done for the trade unions, for the trade market, I should say? Graduating 96% of its students while universities accept people with a 30% passing rate. Wow. Getting jobs for 57% of its graduates the moment they walk out the door. Wow. And nearly all within 6 months. A pretty stunning achievement by a trade union and a very effective one. Now, this campus is known as the Sol Tech campus, and it's located in Gauteng. It replaced leased facilities that they were using previously. So congratulations to Solidarity on the completion of its campus in Gauteng for Sol Tech, and good luck on completing the student residential complex. I'm sure students are looking forward to having housing and not have to travel to campus. That will be an exciting development. And good luck to them in their future ventures building a Afrikaans language medium educational institution known as Academia. Well, there you go, folks. There you have it. So if you're not subscribed to Chris White Africa, why not become one? Smash that button right down there. Be sure to toggle the bell icon to get notified of updates. And finally, give us a like. Feel free to leave some comments. Appreciate it. Take care, folks.